beautiful people, you may now order signed copies of my wife and I's newest book at DaneMakeYouThink.com. Available in both paperback and hardcover prints. The first 2,500 orders will receive a special gift included with their purchase. Also, be sure to grab your copies of our other 5-star rated books at DaneMakeYouThink.com. Wado, thank you for your support. We appreciate you. At about right here, at this point of the movie, the viewer's attention is focused on a picture that has a lot going on, to say the very least. So I'll give you a few just to take it all in. All right, so hold up. Let's stop right here for a second. So in this particular picture, hold on. Right, hold on, let me close up. Let me do a close up. Tell me what y'all see real quick before we get into it. Let's make it big screen. Tell me what y'all see. Come on, chat. Let's talk. I'm talking about top to bottom. Before we go any further, what do we see right here in this image? We could tell that we're seeing some American Indians, but you seeing an EG right here. How about that one? You seeing some EG right there. But wait a minute. Wait a minute. What's on that podium that's taller than, okay, there we go. A god woman, worship, giant, Statue of Liberty, lodge, okay. Woman on the platform, looks like they worship or something. Networking, celebration, a ruler or overseer, mingling, a funeral. I don't know about the funeral. Well, it is something going on though, but it looked like they're reaching out. It is a certain thing that they're doing. They are worshiping, I can't tell you that. But it's not like they worshiping this particular entity that you see. It's something else. We gonna get into it though. They worshiped us as gods. She is tall. Indigenous goddess. She is a giant. Okay. All right. Higher. 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 Oh yeah, we getting into that today. We about to turn this up. We gonna get into the, you know how, man, hold up, man. Don't get all upset. Don't get upset, man. Be real men here. Big up the woman too. She a part of you just like how you a part of her. Don't knock her down. Don't knock her down as if you bigger than her. It should be an equal format right there. Not one higher than the other. It should be equal across the board. Right? You don't want to knock down your indigenous woman. Stand right beside her, just like how she was standing right beside you. I'm talking about real women. A real woman, not the ones that's out there chasing, you know. We ain't gonna get into that. I'm talking about the real woman. You understand what I'm saying? Like how I got my wife beside me, equal ground. You understand what I'm saying? We ain't talking about the women out there that you see OnlyFans in and Instagramming. We ain't talking about that. We talking about the real women that actually care about themselves just as well as they would care about you on an equal ground. We talking about real women. Samuel Jenkins, thank you. I appreciate that, brother. So this is what we see right here. Right now, actually, we do see men and women across this whole thing. Like if you notice, this is a woman right here. Okay? Right here. These are men, children. We do see the children as well. But they down there, it looked like they in like a respect position. They on one knee. But not necessarily to this individual, because this person is looking this way. They're looking that way. Everybody off to the side. They talking to each other. They talking to each other. This person right here is bringing, okay, hold on. This person right here is bringing some type, maybe it could be something, jewelry, anything, to this woman right here. It's not like they looking up to this individual. Everybody off doing their own thing. So what is this figure? That's what we about to get into. What does this represent? Now tell me, what do you see in this picture? You may have noticed that the people who are depicted in this image are of a dark hue in complexion. And you will find that some of the people are wearing feathered headdresses, with the feathers pointing to the sky and not the ground. A few are also seen here wearing wraps or turbans.
One of them is seen carrying arrows on his back and holding a bow in his right hand.
Right there on the left.
The setting of this image appears to be taking place inside of an ancient spiritual dwelling, being as though we see that many people are formally gathered inside of this one location, with some kneeling and displaying gestures with their hands as if they are praying or meditating, or paying respects to this large statue-like figure standing on top of a decorated, elevated platform. This image was used in a very historical book that was released in London, England during the year 1671, in which the original title of this book was translated from Dutch to English at the time of printing as America, being the latest and most accurate description of the New World, which was written by author John Ogilvy.
You could get this book in the National Archives. You may be able to find this PDF on Wayback. I'm not sure if it's still there or not, but the original version of this book is in the National Archives.
With cartography credits to Arnold.
Oh, actually, I think they have a physical copy at the Library of Congress as well. Let me. I believe the physical copy is in a glass case at the Library of Congress. You could grab copies of this book at the National Archives. And I believe it's still on Wayback, the website, where you could download the PDF. America, being the latest and most accurate description of the New World, containing the original of the inhabitants. This is what they looked like back then. I'm just saying. So this is what they look like. Who are these people that's in our place right now?
The original title of this book was translated from Dutch to English at the time of printing as America, being the latest and most accurate description of the New World, which was written by author John Ogilvy, with cartography credits to Arnoldus Montanus. What is very important to note here is that all of the images utilized throughout this book were borrowed from the late 1590s watercolor collection.
Look at that. By the way, look at that in the background, skull and bones. Remember, I told you that a lot of that stuff that they have right now that they got from our people, especially dealing with the skull and bones. Y'all know the Masons, the Freemasons, Illuminati, etc., etc., etc. They were looking at what we had. But they took it and flipped it and made it satanic. I'm gonna utilize that type of term. And made it satanic. But notice how this one looks like another one of those pictures that we just saw, where it's smaller people and this is a bigger person. But what does that represent? When you see a bigger person and smaller people in there, what does that represent? Is that some form of royalty? It's not necessarily worship, but is that some form of royalty? Some type of, leadership role that person is playing? Or could it be a giant? Did the giants live amongst us? Whew, hold up. Just think for a second. Yeah, was it an honor? Is it a ruler of importance? Yeah, representation of importance? Or did the giants live amongst us? Uh-oh. What'd I say, 1671? Hold up. So that's around the same time that they gave you the Bible, right? Around a few years later, it was a few years later, because the Bible, 1614. So I'm just saying. I remember how the maps came about, the Mercator and I forgot the other guy's name, that they came out with those maps where it looked like binoculars. 1611, yeah, my bad. 1611, James right. When they look like binoculars, have you seen these maps, y'all? They drew out the maps where it looked like they looking at the reflection of something, but they looking through binoculars. It look like two round circles. These maps, yeah, these maps are still around. These maps are still around. And then on side of these, on side of these maps, they show you big pictures of giants. Well, you know, images. They place images of giants in these particular areas. And you saw the giants on the East Coast and on the South. You know, of the map that they drew, what we would call the East and what we would call the South nowadays. We would see the images of the giants located there, as if they were located there, right? And then you turn around and see this book showing you giants living amongst smaller people as far as the imagery is concerned. So it could be of importance right here of who these people are. I mean, if you see a giant now, what would you do? Like, you'd be like, oh, okay, that person important. Like, all that person got to do is step on you if you, I'm just saying, what you gonna do? But that don't necessarily mean that you got to worship the person, but what if the person had a heart just as well as you do? Right? A big heart, just an even bigger heart. Want to help. Want to do better for the people. Will we mind living amongst these giants? I'm just saying. Of course we won't respect them. But that's the key. And these images that you saw that I went past are
very important to note here is that all of the images,
I'm saying, and keep in mind, these ain't no Africans. These are not no Africans. Okay? This is here. This is the side of the book. Now how it looked in America.
Throughout this book.
There's another one. Smaller people, a taller person, a giant. They go another one. Look like they celebrate on celebration mode, could be getting ready to go to war. And they look into this person. This person probably telling them, all right, look, this is what I'm gonna do for y'all. Here. I'm pouring some holy water on you. I don't know. You tell me. You tell me. And can you make this out? Is this a male or a female? Can you make it out? Look at the thigh. I hate to use this as a term or not. I mean, well, some women, let me just put it this way. Some women, right? Let's just say that these are pearls right here. Okay? On the thigh. When she putting up on something on her thigh, what does that represent, y'all? Now, the example I was about to give, I'm gonna let y'all, hopefully in the chat, can state it, because I want y'all to see what I'm talking about here. Right there with my, hold on, let me drop a bomb. Right there where my mouse is located, right? What does that represent? Okay, marriage. Okay, there we go. There we go. Getting married, right? A garter, right? Okay. All right. Okay, there we go, right? There we go. Look, I love this part. A garter belt. All right, so we can spot that this is a woman right here, right? A good representation, though. I'm just saying. I ain't gonna go too far because you know I could go a different route with this. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Those of you that know what I'm talking about know what I'm talking about. But see how they use that in a negative sense in some cases, in certain areas. We ain't even, y'all can say it in the chat, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay? But at the same time, represent marriage, right? Yeah. Okay, yeah. All right, there go the men. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay, good. So now, this next image
were borrowed from the late 1590s.
1590s, hold up. Wait a minute. He ain't got that type of stuff on, do he? What he got on? He looked like a warrior to me. I mean, but goddamn, he got on some big ass earrings coming off of his ear. Feathers could be held up in celebration. He got the shield. This figure right here is a big deal to me, or what it looks like. With the skull and bones in the background, it's like a drape. Skull and bones, you know, as far as the representation. This right here must be some type of a master of a particular tribe or whatever. This guy right here is of importance. He could be in charge of those that'll go out and fight. Right, somebody did say it looked like the Olympic rings. That's all the more reason why, you know, he could be doing something, you know, so he could be doing some acrobatic stuff out there in the field when he fighting. He could be. Now, I wouldn't go too far and say that this was Baphomet. I wouldn't go too far and say that. I mean, because Baphomet is like part human, part animal, and you don't see that type of stuff right here in being represented. We don't see that type of stuff. If anything, we see him smoking. Right now, he's smoking. Okay, not even the pipe, like, because the pipe will be longer than that. If he got a pipe, that's a shorter pipe. He got his feathers on him, wrapped around his headband, wrapped around his head. You understand what I'm saying? This guy right here is of importance, of an higher importance. So to come back to that picture in which I'm about to come up, yeah, he chiefing. That's right, he chiefing. So when I'm about to come back to that picture, okay, when it looks like it's a particular place of worship and there's a woman there, I want to go there. It do look like a cigar in a way. It do. That's the reason why I got this zoomed in so you all can see it. So let me come back a little bit to go back to this image right here. What was going on? She must be of a spiritual importance. I mean, because you have the medicine man and the medicine woman, and they could do some, you know, the terminology to more simplify things, we could say that they use witch doctor stuff, right? Or magic, right? So that also means what she's holding up is of great importance as well. Because if you notice, there's a person's head on this thing here with feathers at the bottom of it. This looks like some type of a cloth. And why does that look like the target circle or, you know, a dart board that we utilize to throw darts at? This is a big deal. Usually we would see priests wear cloths around their arm like that. You see her arm? She also got the pearls on her. She's smoking as well. And she's fully clothed. It's not like any of these people are looking up to her per se. Everybody is looking off their own different way. Everybody, even people behind her. But what does that mean? What's going on here? There's got to be, yeah, somebody said it. There's got to be some type of offering celebration, right? Okay, I'm looking at the chat. Ritual, okay. Those look like dream catchers. Sure do, in the shape of dream catchers. Sure do. And where her smoking her pipe long. That, yeah, some type of a ceremony. I'm glad y'all putting that together. It does a little bit look like an arrow, but we can tell that's a pipe. Because it's a little thicker right here. And it just got smaller at the end. By the way, it's smoke behind them. I'm not sure if it's coming from this, whatever this is. It could be a ritual dance. Somebody said sacrifice. We about to get into it. War and peace. Okay, homage or offering. This is definitely a temple. Look at how it looks. Somebody said a temple in the chat. Look at how it looks. Now keep in mind, they're depicting, Ardus Montanus is depicting that this is what they saw here in America. Life or death situation or celebration. I don't see evidence of them burning up a body. I don't see that. It looked like they were communicating right here, trying to push this, whatever this thing is, over a little bit. These two right here reaching over or looking down at the people They're down on their knees. One person back there. I don't see that. Oh, you talking about right here? It could be. It could be. That could be a wheel. Yeah, that is a very tall building. Very tall. Every time I see churches, I don't necessarily see small churches. I'm sure they exist, but it's usually like when you going up to the altar, that particular area is is mostly wide open and up and tall for a particular reason. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, looks like a giant. Absolutely. She taller than everybody in here. I wouldn't say that they look dead because these people are on their stomach. This person reaching down. This person looking down. This person is on his or her back. This person is on their back. I wouldn't consider, and if anything, if these two people are dead, then what about everybody else? And because there's only two people. And it looked like he throwing something up right here to make sure that the smoke is going a certain way. That's what it looked like he doing. He looked like he gotten it for a particular reason. They talking amongst each other, and so are they. This looks like normal routine to me. Normal routine. This looks normal. This doesn't look, okay, for example, this doesn't look, I want to say, violent to me. This looks normal. This looks like something that happens all the time. It could be a celebration of defeating some, colonizers. It could be. Or it could be a celebration of defeating some other tribes. Don't forget that tribes warred with each other. Don't forget that. Because in that other picture I showed you, it looked like they were either preparing for some type of a war. They were deep out there. Where I showed you that woman that had the pearls around her thigh. Okay, fellowship, community center. I like those. Could they be possibly have a church right here? So I'm gonna get into it now. That's what I like. I like talking amongst the chat to let y'all get it out, to let y'all, get that mind going. Because it could be any of that. But let's see what it was representing. Hold on, here we go.
Gathered inside of this one location, with some kneeling and displaying gestures with their hands as if they are praying or meditating, or paying respects to this large statue-like figure standing on top of a decorated, elevated platform. This image was used in a very historical book that was released in London, England during the year 1671. In which the original title of this book was translated from Dutch to English at the time of printing as America, being the latest and most accurate description of the New World, which was written by author John Ogilvy, with cartography credits to Arnoldus Montanus. What is very important to note here is that all of the images utilized throughout this book were borrowed from the late 1590s watercolor collection of illustrator John White. And on page 139 of this book, the author titles it in English as Virginia. Now, some of you who have been subscribed to my channel for some years now.
Hold up, On page 139 in the book, it's titled Virginia. You see where we going, right?
The author titles it in English as Virginia. Now, some of you who have been subscribed to my channel for some years now can recall me informing you about this book throughout many of my previous documentaries, vlogs, and live streams here on my channel, because of how important it is when it comes to first European contact with some of the original inhabitants of this land, which
these are the images they don't want to show us. Why?
You know now.
And look at this white male right here, right?
As North, Central, and South America.
I want something like that too. Where it's like some type of a feathered crescent that go across my chest like that, wrap around. I want that.
And let me add that this book also outlines some of the British colonialism taking place throughout the East and West Indies of the Americas during that time period. As I've been mentioning on numerous occasions ever since 2015.
Wait a minute.
This historical.
That's a woman. That was a so-called black male and a so-called white male holding up a woman. There go her beads on her leg. Maybe because she lifted up her leg, maybe the leg, the beads came down a little bit. Maybe. We could see that she a woman. She got armor on though, but we could see that she a woman. Uh-oh. I bet if she was around, you wouldn't play with her. I'm just saying.
The book can be seen in person at the Library of Congress in Washington, D.C.
Yeah, Library of Congress. All right, I'm right.
And it is also held by the New York Public Library under the Lionel Pincus and Princess Furyal Map Division.
Just in case y'all need it, hold on, I'm gonna pause. All right, and what else, Dane?
Of catalog number B144678885.
Okay, that's the catalog number. B144678885. All right, what else, Dane?
It is also found in the Lawrence H. Slaughter collection.
Talk to him.
Catalog number 3050.
Uh-oh. You need that one? Was that too quick? Huh? Was that too quick? Come back. I'm gonna come back. Now, hold on, a little bit more.
New York Public Library under the Lionel Pincus and Princess Furyal Map Division of catalog number B144678885. It is also found in the Lawrence H.
Lawrence H. Slaughter collection
under catalog number 3050.
Just in case somebody think we lied now.
Relax and take notes.
Catalog number 3050.
And it is also held by the National Endowment for the Humanities Society.
Okay, what else, Dane?
Under early maps of the Mid-Atlantic seaboard.
Woo!
You know how I like to cross-reference my research materials, right? So now, what I want to point out to you next.
Now look at this. Look, y'all, this way it gets deep.
How deceitful American history can be when it comes to official historical accounts of already existing unmolested primary sources.
Now hold up. Notice how it's flipped, right? If it's flipped, because this was on this side, that was on this side. Same little ordeal. Got the little, got the cloth wrapped around her, chain on her. Now, this one, I'm not going to say that this is a pipe. This is definitely not a pipe, but it looked like a chain going to her mouth to this particular wheel. Wait a minute. This image look a little changed right here, right? Why would they change it? What's going on? Yeah, she's smaller in body type too. The thickness of her body is smaller. Now, why are they changing these images?
And here's what I mean by that. For example, as of May 13th, 2015, the Virginia Historical Society claims that, quote, in 1671, the Amsterdam printer Jacob Moores published America by Arnoldus Montanus, a compilation in Dutch of historical accounts from North and South America. Montanus was a Jesuit and apparently sought illustrations that emphasized the non-Christian, heathen character of Native American religion.
Keep in mind, they're going to use the term Native American because this was 2015, but Montanus was a Jesuit. That's what they claiming. Keep in mind, he was the cartographer. It wasn't written by him. They trying to say it was written by him. But we know that he borrowed those images from John White because John White did them in 1590. Y'all keeping up? So Montanus was a Jesuit and apparently sought illustrations that emphasized the non-Christian heathen character of Native American religion. of Native American religion. 2015, they changed that word. You might as well just flip it and say American Indian. So what are they talking about now? And we didn't practice any form of religion. We practice spiritual. Oh. So wait a minute. Was that a spiritual dwelling that they were depicting, that Montanus was depicting there? They had absolutely no idea what was going on, but they knew it was located in the area that they once called Virginia? Oh, now they want to change the images as maybe it was depicting the darker hue of complexion of the women that were of particular royalty, importance, rulership, and is that what's going on? But the Virginia Historical Society want to blame it on the cartographer. Okay.
To that end, the unnamed artist for the book invented a Virginia scene that borrowed from images of Mexican Indian practice.
Oh, look how they trying to claim a lie right here. They're going to say it was an unnamed artist, but it was John O'Gibley. Don't forget that. We got the artist. But they saying that they borrowed it. The book invented a Virginia scene that borrowed from images of Mexican Indian practice. Now, you know they lying right here. Number one, Mexican Indian. Number two, there wasn't no Mexicans in Virginia. Let's get this correct. And you can tell they lying. It's 2015. Want to craft a story so you won't go look at this type of stuff. We got the author's name. There wasn't no unnamed artist. We got the author's name. And we also know that Montanus was the artist of the pictures that borrowed it from John White, 1590. Book came out 1671. So why the Virginia Historical Society got something against it? What's going on? In 2015, they got something against it. Why they got something against it, y'all? What y'all think? 2015, they wanted to change the story up, hoping that you wouldn't find out otherwise. But keep in mind that this is going to go down, okay, as a historical fact, because the Virginia Historical Society says this in 2015. Something not right about it. I'm just saying, what are they hiding? And they're gonna blame it on the Mexican, so-called Mexican Indian practice. We never heard that before. Mexican Indian, never heard of it. Mexicans don't refer to themselves as Indians. So let's get this right. Let's map this out. So John O'Gibley is the author of the book that I'm talking about, that where these images are located in 1671. The Virginia Historical Society in 2015 is claiming that it was Montanus as the author, and the artist of those images is going unnamed. Well, we know that Montanus was the artist, and he borrowed it from John White of his images from 1590. And I also gave you multiple sources of where this came from, correct? We got that right. So Virginia, if I can find it, Virginia Historical Society can find it. So somebody lying. Is Dane Calloway lying or Virginia Historical Society? Somebody lying. Talking about some of the artists, unnamed artists of the book, invented a Virginia scene that borrowed from images of Mexican Indian practice. Somebody lying. So I just pointed that out in this video to let you know that they trying to change this up so they won't show you what we look like. And that was even prior to influx of European explorers and coming over here as peasants, criminals. It was prior to any, you know what I'm saying, any foreigners' arrival for real, big time, and a large amount. So they changing this stuff up. But y'all want to be called black and African American. So go back to that. Hold up. So go back to that. You don't think this an issue right here? And Dane Calloway pointed this out. Will it be one of them YouTubers out there writing this down? I'm gonna make sure I do a video on this. I'm gonna say that he took it from me. Anyway, I'm just saying, this is another slap in the face. Right here. Letting them get away with it, changing it up. If those authors were unbiased, and they was of Dutch descent, if those authors were unbiased back then, Why y'all being biased in 2015? That's pretty recent. Why are you being biased right now? All right, so let's keep it moving.
This concocted scene was in turn copied by other artists. End quote. Now, some of this is correct, but there are also lots of errors made here concerning their narrow light claims. First of all, Arnoldus Montanus is in fact not the author of this book. He was the cartographer.
That's right.
Which is the person responsible for drawing the maps inside of the book. Yes, he was a Jesuit, but that doesn't mean that he was the person responsible for choosing the images used inside of this book. And if the Virginia Historical Society wasn't so lazy at researching, they would have discovered the illustrator's name of these images, who I mentioned earlier as being John White, instead of jumping to their own assumptions, which are royally inaccurate. Or maybe you out there concur with the saying, all things happen for a reason. And you may think that this story was told this way intentionally, which should make you ask some questions. Like, why would the Virginia Historical Society claim that since Montanus was a Jesuit, that he would, quote, apparently sought illustrations that emphasized the non-Christian heathen character of Native American religion, when he wasn't even the illustrator of the image to begin with?
Why are they doing that?
And why would the Virginia Historical Society claim that the artist of these images is unnamed, meaning that they don't know his name or anything about him, but then proceed to give their opinions of this same artist as if they now know him by claiming that he, quote, borrowed from images of Mexican Indian practice? Is there really such a thing called a Mexican Indian practice?
Nope.
When the majority of the so-called Mexicans were historically followers of the Catholic Christian practice.
Still today.
The reason why they don't want you to look into the artists is because you will discover what really happened, which was that other artists were later hired to reproduce counterfeit images with European influence.
Woo! Woo! Uh-oh. It's getting deep.
Of some of these prominent images of North and South American cultures, along with their inhabitants.
So now you trying to make it an Asian? You trying to make it an Asian woman now? Huh?
According to the New York Public Library, the title of this image read as King Powhatan.
Let's go.
Which is in fact misspelled here by the author, but you'll find that these types of errors are a common thing to happen, especially when dealing with foreigners writing our American history anyway.
Woo! Hey! Talk to him, Dane! Talk to him! Hold on! Again!
According to the New York Public Library, the title of this image read as King Powhatan, which is in fact misspelled here by the author, but you'll find that these types of errors are a common thing to happen, especially when dealing with foreigners writing our American history anyway.
Let's go!
Where the Virginia Historical Society claims in 2015 that White borrowed from images of Mexican Indian practice, they are referring to the large statue-like figure you see here, smoking from a large pipe in ceremony, which is an actual representation of the spiritual guardian known as Kawasa by the indigenous Algonquin-speaking people located throughout the southernmost regions of North America, like
Woo! Hold on! I'm excited. All right, hold on. Y'all go get on me in the comments. I'm sorry. I gotta go back.
Statue-like figure.
This is fire.
Smoking from a large pipe in ceremony, which is an actual representation of the spiritual guardian known as Kawasa by the indigenous Algonquin-speaking people located throughout the southernmost regions of North America, like Virginia,
let's
Maryland,
go.
and the Carolinas, just to name a few.
Hey! I'm just saying. Huh? Where the Pahatas at now? I'm just saying. I'm excited. Because these motherfuckers was lying. And they know they was lying. But I'm just saying. What's up? What up, Virginia? What up, Maryland? What up, DC? What up, Carolinas? What's going on? Don't let them talk about your people like that. Huh? I'm just saying. All right.
But prior to this 1590 watercolor painting by John White being borrowed for the use of John Ogilvy's book in 1671, it was also borrowed but fraudulently reproduced by engraver and publisher Theodore de Bry to look like this.
Look at this bullshit.
With the release of a book that he published for author Thomas Harriot during the year 1590. Indeed, there's something wrong with this image, all the way down to the German text utilized surrounding the image itself.
Hey, talk. Hold on. Y'all gotta excuse me for being hype. Talk to these niggas. Talk to them, Dane. Talk. Go back. Hold on.
One, it was also borrowed but fraudulently reproduced by engraver and publisher
I'ma calm down.
Theodore de Bry to look like this. With the release of a book that he published for author Thomas Harriot during the year 1590.
Listen, they copied. Oh, this is blowing me. They copied it. 1590. Got it from John White. Copied it. Look at this.
Indeed, there's something wrong with this image, all the way down to the German text utilized surrounding the image itself. This engraving is being held right now by the art museums of Colonial Williamsburg in the state of Virginia.
Look, they put it in Virginia. Williamsburg, Virginia. I be telling you you can't listen. Hold on, calm down, Dane. Calm down.
It's go time, Slim.
You can't tell me I don't know what the I'm talking about. When I trace this stuff and find out where they got it at. Do you know how disrespectful this is? This is crazy that we allowed this to happen. And then they got the nerve to put this in Virginia. In a museum. They putting their germs all over our stuff, huh? Yellow Hammer. Huh? All right. I'm just saying.
And what's essential to note here is that according to the art museums of Colonial Williamsburg itself, quote, the plate, which was engraved by Flemish engraver and publisher Theodore de Bry, depicts a Europeanized version of Carolina Algonquins based on the watercolors by John White and using the written descriptions by Thomas Harriot.
Wait a minute. They corrected it. The plate, which was engraved by the Flemish engraver and publisher Theodore de Bry, depicts a Europeanized version of Carolina Algonquins based on the watercolors by John White and using the written descriptions by Thomas Harriot. Wait a minute.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up out of your sleep.
Hold up.
Thomas Harriot. In 1590, de Bry published Harriot's texts with engravings based on White's watercolors in a book entitled A Brief and True Report of the Newfound Land of Virginia, which was published in English, French, German, and Latin.
Hold up. The Arts Museum of Colonial Williamsburg is snitching. Look at how they did that. So they told you what's going on, but I'm gonna say something real quick. I still wouldn't allow this to be posted inside of that museum. Because people could look past that, all of this writing, and say, wow, that's the image of Virginia? They're not gonna read the text. In most cases, when a commercial come out, for you to be like, you need this pill, it's gonna solve this issue that you having, they're not gonna read the fine print at the bottom. They in the commercial, consult with your doctor. This is going to blah, 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 and take away the pain. But it looks like such and such and such and blah, 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 blah. You listening to all that. You're not looking at the fine print at the bottom. So I appreciate the fact that they posted that and said that. But are people going to see that?
The book provides the first printed English record of Sir Walter Raleigh's attempts to plant a colony in the New World. Although described in the title as Virginia, it delineates the region between the mouth of the Chesapeake Bay and Cape Lookout, North Carolina. He writes, quote, "The inhabitants of this region have an idol called Kawasa, wrought from a wooden trunk, 4 feet high. This idol was kept in the temple of the town of Sakota as the guardian of the royal corpse."
Okay, so now we know what Kawasa was there for. Hold up. Are we going too quick?
Set it on fire.
Are we going too quick?
It's up.
So why was she there? Now this is according to their text. This was translated from Harriet's description in that book in 1590. The inhabitants of this region have an idol called Kawasa, but as the guardian of the royal corpse. So more like a guardian angel. You see what I'm saying?
End quote. Also, let me clarify that this image does not depict that our ancestors were worshiping this large figure, but more so paying respects to it. In fact, John White created the majority of his images with small and large people in size.
Here we go.
To indicate that the larger figure is a living person of royalty, sort of like a king or a chief in this sense. This also makes sense as to the reason why the New York Public Library and the Library of Congress have both indicated that the original title of this watercolor painting is King Powhatan, being as though some of the many Algonquin-speaking tribes were members of the Powhatan tribe, living within this general southeastern area that was once called the Colony of Virginia by European immigrants from London.
The Virginia Company of London. I'm going ham. Oh, see ya, brother Levante. Oh, see ya.
So now that we know for sure that this image was a reproduced counterfeit copy, that immediately nullifies all other copies of this same image that were produced by other artists soon after.
What? Look at how many times. Look. Oh, calm down, Dane. Look at how many times.
European immigrants from London. So now that we know for sure that this image was a reproduced counterfeit copy, that immediately nullifies all other copies of this same image that were produced by other artists soon after. This also exposes not only what the people of the American continent looked like originally, but it also exposes how the real image was changed to make it seem as if our ancestors were worshiping heathen, or rather pagan idols of some false royalty of importance.
Look at what they did. Y'all wasn't expecting that one, was you? Hold on. Zoom in. Go back. Look at what they did. Look at what they did.
To make it seem as if our ancestors were worshiping heathen, or rather pagan idols of some false royalty of importance.
What? But come on, and you still want to be considered black? African American? And they switching your people. Look at all these people of darker skin complexion. And this person look like that? Remember when somebody was saying Baphomet? There you go. Got a tail. Look like, remember I said half human, half animal? There you go. Look at what they did. These oh my, look at what woo. Calm down, boy. This is what give me a second. Look at what they did, y'all. Look. They go to Baphomet shit right there. That's some bullshit. And saying that we were worshiping that, and that was our guardian of our royal corpse, nigga. Man. Goofy looking ass face it, man. But this the stuff I'm talking about right here. This the stuff I'm talking about right here that we gotta fix, man. I know, I'm sure right now there's some Caucasians out there that's watching that's pissed looking at this right now. Pissed. I can't believe they did that, Dane. But we got the nerve to be killing our people. You pointing them guns at the wrong people. This right here. That's crazy that they did that to us, y'all. That's foul. Look, all throughout, all out here and everything. Outside of the temple and everything. That's all our people. But we putting this up, the Baphomet, as if we worshiping. I swear to, I'm trying to keep it professional. I'm trying.
Okay, I'll reload it.
Man, they put the Baphomet right there, y'all. Notice how they put the arrows behind them. The arrows on the ground. You see that? What the hell is he holding up? A candlestick? A candy cane? The hell is he holding up? And he got the nerve to have wings on, and he half human, half bird, half werewolf. Nick, what the fuck? What the hell? This ain't nah. We're not satanic people. Look how they tried to flip it. And they also flipped the skull and bones also because they know we had it. Yeah, making a mockery of our people. And we allowing this? This what we allowing? I want to see a change, y'all. Not only do I want to bring these issues up, I want to see a change amongst our people mentally and spiritually and physically for the better. We got to do some improving here. And we also see how they basically whitewash certain things. They washed away our aspirations, our motivations, our ambitions, our determinations, our history, our languages, our culture, our inheritance. Look, you don't think this is war? You don't think this is war? It's been war. And you think you got some privileges right now? You think you got some rights right now? Well, the government that come over here and give you literally Baphomet as the person that's watching over your people's corpse, as your guardian angel. You don't think this a bull? There's so many things our people got to do, but they got to understand that this is war. This is a spiritual war right here. Spiritual war. They know who we are as the people. We are the people. We are the people that they're even talking about in the books that they made now. And they know it. So they give you conceptualism just like this. Switch it up from the original. Because they know they can utilize conceptual arts against you. So it can backfire. Make your hopes and dreams disappear. Non-existent. Just like the term black. Non-existent. And we allowing this? We allowing it. This is disrespectful to me. This is disgusting. Utterly ridiculous. Despicable. Blasphemy. And I'm talking about, I don't care about your walk of life. I don't care if you Christian, Muslim, Hebrew, you name it. You name it. You know for a fact that this is disrespectful here. You know it. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We gotta do something about this right here. Yeah, it's blatant disrespect. And we allowing them to be continuously be disrespectful. Look how they promoting, look, to nowadays, y'all, look how they promoting our women. And look how they promoting our men. They always want to put the man in a dress, and they always want to make the woman, look, our women, look like hoes. You know, that's the best way I could explain it. And we think and we letting this happen. We letting this continue as if we like it. Just because she's shaking her ass on camera, and that's what they gonna promote over and over and over again. That's what they see in the music videos. And we know our people influenced by that. And that's not fair. That's not a representation of our women, not our real women. And these men over there, you know, in high places doing this movie, that comedy show, and they throwing on dresses. That's not a representation of us as real men. And then they got the nerve to come out with law after law, giving grace to the people, you know, that like their own gender or want to change their gender or don't want to have an agenda. Damn, I just put that together. That's their agenda. I didn't even mean to say that, but my DC accent just made me say agenda. Look at that. That's their agenda. And we allowing it. They putting us in a bad light constantly. Constantly. We gotta change this. And look at how this was 1590. We gotta switch this. So again, it's not gonna be everybody. It's only gonna take 13% of our people to get this done, and everybody else will follow suit. It's not gonna be everybody. We not gonna be able to grab everybody. You know, we could try. We could try. But we need the like-minded people to come together. Join forces. Change some stuff that we know is working against our people. Like this right here. We need to unify. Even if we got to unify in smaller numbers in order for us to get to the big number, that's fine. At least we unifying. We got to do it. Yeah. Just like they said 144,000 for the, said that you put it in there. Just like they said it was only going to be, everybody ain't good in heaven, only 144,000. Not everybody could be able to switch. Not everybody could be able to switch their mind off of that matrix and be able to control it. You unplug from that matrix and you can't breathe and you die. You was knee deep in it. You unplug from that matrix and you breathing, you don't die. You got a chance to survive out here. This is spiritual warfare. They've been against our people since they got here. They've been against our people since they've been spying on us and, you know, informing more of those little rulers over there in whatever country they came from. They've been jealous of our people since day one. And those of you that are out there that are jealous of me, you're doing the colonizer's work. Those of you that are mad at me, you're doing the colonizer's work. When I stand here and I tell you I'm not against my people, I'm for my people. I'm trying to do the best that I can to provide the right information for our people so we can excel, so we could succeed, so we could have the procedure or process rather of embetterment. Better our people, better our futures, better our next generations to come. How is that going to happen? It's a process, but it got to take steps. You got to take the right steps to make it happen. And you got to have the right information in order to know what you got to change, in order to make the correct changes. We correct them now. And what happened in our past, we correct it now in the present in order for us to happen or have a better future. And all we got to do is trace the dots. Because in order for you to connect the dots, you got to trace them. And that's why I always show, no matter what they say, I always tell you my evidence. I tell you where I got this stuff from. And of course I cross-reference everything. I'm a brother that you can trust, especially when it comes to this information. Regardless of what these distractors are out there saying about me that have no idea about me, making it seem like they know me and never bothered to check me out for real. And they gotta, formulate their own opinion. It ain't about that. It's not about that. It's about the work that I put in, the amount of time that I put in. My wife and I, by the way, don't forget, it's me and my wife doing this. Thank the creator for that. This is hard work. We're not gonna stop. We're gonna continue. But you can tell the difference between the real and the fake. Just look at their agenda. See exactly what's going on. I was blessed. I am blessed. I'm thankful that our people are changing. I'm glad it's happening. I'm thankful that I'm able to witness at least the start of it during my lifetime. I wanna see the cities and towns that we create, the governments and all the rest of the businesses and everything else that we need. As far as our infrastructure, I want to see that during my lifetime. I'm in my 30s. I would love to see that. Because it ain't going to take too long to get that done. We got everything that we need for real. We just got to pull it together. Gather up our resources. We can do this right now. Can't nobody stop us. Stop trying to be all negative and be like, but what about this and what about that? No, don't worry about that. See, this is the reason why you see people being successful, because what they do, y'all, they take chances. They make the right sacrifices. They take the chance. Go out on a limb. They're gonna be like, all right, if it ain't no opportunity, I'm gonna create that opportunity. I'm gonna jump at it. I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna go get it. Stop making up excuses, holding yourself up. All that negativity, leave it. Leave it. You don't need that. You don't need that in your life. You don't need that in your mindset. What my wife say? Let your words and your actions meet. That's what my wife said. Let your words and your actions meet. Because if you feel in one way and your mindset and you saying another thing through your mouth and your actions doing a whole nother thing, you ain't all together. If you're not on one accord amongst yourself, what good are you? What good are you to help other people? Come on, man.
Perfect.
Turn up. This is what I'm talking about, man. It got to start with you. Look in the mirror. It starts with you. Dane, what could we do? Work on yourself individually. The more like-minded we are, the more power we have. They are afraid of a thinking man, thinking woman. They are afraid of a thinking indigenous woman, thinking indigenous man. I'm talking about the ones that think for themselves, the free thinkers. They are afraid of that. That means that you're a threat to them. The ones that's controlling their own mindset, that's the threat right there. The ones that go out on a limb and do their own critical thinking, their own logical thinking. That's the threat. That's what they after. That's what they don't want. They don't want that to spread. Then they're gonna start calling you the Germans because you spreading the germs amongst your own people. Fluorine in the toothpaste, chlorine in the water. You could just name a bunch of crap that they put in our food that ain't good. Sugar is in everything. A little at a time can make it bigger, and a large impact on the way you think. It's going back to how you think. It's about taking control over your mindset. Let me finish off this video right there.
Was changed to make it seem as if our ancestors were worshiping heathen, or rather pagan idols of some false royalty of importance, when that is absolutely not true. And of course, this should also make you wonder about those images you see right now surrounding many religious societies, and how there is a very firm chance that those images were once changed to hide the truth as well, which is all the more reason why you should question everything.
I agree. I agree. All the more reason why you should question everything. Absolutely.
I'm just here to make you think.